Hello, I'm Joshikins, and welcome to another Random Rants, a little series where I sometimes talk about topical things, sometimes I don't. It's just random. And it seems last time it was Animorphs, and this time it's Animorphs again, and this time I'm finally going to be talking about the Animorphs possible movie coming up because now it has actually been clarified. I've actually been waiting to hear the whole story, how it evolved, because I didn't want to just be someone reporting like, oh my god, I just want to get views and I want to get my opinions out. I was waiting. So this one's about how there is actually no Animorphs movie. Now, the rumors were all started on Tracking Board, who basically said, hey, there's this Animorph movie coming out. And so, and then the Fanimorphs were like, oh my god, this sounds so awesome. And then, of course, it's like every side was like, oh yeah, this Animorphs movie is coming out, and they were all using Tracking Board as their source. And what was quickly found out was Applegate had said, hey, I'm sorry, Annie fans, there's no movie coming out, we haven't been contacted. Michael Grant, sort of the co-author of the Animorphs series and now husband to Applegate, said, I'm going to be searching for the truth because Tracking Board is telling us one thing, Scholastic is telling us another, and I have to sort of look into who is the one actually saying the bullshit. That ended up being Tracking Board, so it's confirmed that there is no Animorph movie. And Grant did say there was some truth that, they possibly could have discussed in the past, they might discuss in the future, but there is no Animorphs movie at this time. So no Animorph movie has been confirmed, so there is no Animorphs movie coming out, so all of you who got super, super excited, I know, and I've read a bunch of comments on other places, because of course no one fucking contacts me about it. Usually, except one person. Hi, Patricia. And so you're probably a little disappointed, but that's the fact. There's no Animorphs movie coming out. One of the reasons I don't mind, I made a top 5 list that I'm going to put on Movie Pilot probably later tonight or tomorrow about the full reasons. I'm also Joshikins on there. But one of the reasons I don't mind is that Applegate would have been involved. If you're not a Fanimorph yourself and don't know why I'm saying Applegate and don't know what that means, Applegate is the term for Kay Applegate and Michael Grant, since both were very necessary for the Animorphs series to come to be. We just tend to call it Applegate. And Applegate would have been involved, and that might have been one of the failings of the show, because Applegate wasn't involved with that. And I know you people who like this show are out there, and I'm aware that some of you have seen the show and didn't even know it was a book series. But however much you may enjoy the show, it was a fucking crappy adaptation. And the thing with adaptations is they need to work, both as TV shows or movies, or both. But they also need to work as adaptations, because I know in the Divergent series, it's like, oh, if you read the book, which that shows that that adaptation has failed if you have to say, hey, read some other material to get the full picture. People should just be able to go into something and not do any extra research. And I can hear people going, oh, but if people just read the books, they would know why the Eagles didn't just take the hobbits to Mount Doom. I have heard the full explanation before. I've read the books, but I didn't really remember clearly, but that's one of the biggest cases of, if you read the books, it's like, that's not the point. The movies should have answered that themselves. And with the Animorphs TV show, various things were changed. There was just character assassinations, just things. I could go on forever about everything they changed just in one episode. It's like, Tobias' show, even though Christopher Ralph did an awesome job, that was not fucking Tobias. That was, no. And so Apple Grant was involved, and that turned out to be a horrible fucking adaptation. Great theme song, horrible adaptation. And if you haven't heard the theme song yourself, just be aware that it's one of those songs where you listen to it, you hear it in your head for 2 weeks, and you think, oh, now it's out of my head. And it's not. It took me, I think, maybe 3 or 4 months. I did a little Animorphs TV show binge. I have watched all but the last episode, and yeah, it's a fucking nightmare. It's gone, and then it creeps up in the middle of the night. And anyways, there could possibly be an Animorphs movie in the future. So, this is going to be the hope for the future that we've been doing since the TV show. So it might not happen in our lifetime. But I'm hoping for a good adaptation. I really, really am. And in the future, possibly, there could be... In the future, there could be a great Animorphs adaptation where Apple Grant is involved, and they don't dumb it down for kids, because Animorphs, you can't dumb it down for kids, because us kids, grew up with that shit, and we became adults, so we can survive to adulthood. Yeah. So what are your opinions on the fact that there's actually no Animorphs movie coming out? Are you disappointed, sad, happy? Is this the first time you're hearing Animorphs? Comment below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Let's start a nice conversation. And I have been Joshikins, owner at joshikins.blogspot.com. If you go to my blog, you can see wonderful vlogs like these and many more Animorphs shit. I love Animorphs. Yeah, I fucking don't know what I do. And if you go to my blog, on the sidebar thingy is a Star Wars poll of what character you relate to most. It's multiple choice. You can choose multiple options. There are options from the movies as well as from the expanded universe. Mara Jade is on there. I think also Grand Admiral Thrawn. Maybe not, I can't remember. And also the dragon has yet to be named. And if you have been watching my blog and YouTube channels for a while and you're like, how can I help this person financially? You can go to my Fiverr account and request a gig. Writing commission. And you want me to write an Animorphs fan fiction for you? Okay, just tell me exactly what you want. I will write it. Animorphs, I've been since I started the Fiverr account, like, I want an Animorph fan to ask me to write an Animorphs fan fiction. Nothing. And I also have a Patreon, and it's a monthly donation thing, and the 2 rewards are sneak peeks into what's happening with my ebooks, as well as an exclusive 30-minute vlog. Both are monthly. And if you're wondering where those links are, if you're watching this in the YouTubes, the links are in the description. And if you're watching this on my blogging blog, the links are on the sidebar thingy. The thingy things. The Fiverr account is, if you click the link Ryan Shop, you'll get to it. And before I actually leave you, who is your favorite Animorphs character? Mine is Tobias. He's mine.